works.
Back over. Tab.
Send us the link to the live, or maybe no, it will be in.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna play it as my screen, so you'll see me like in the corner, but it's gonna go through my.
Well, the ladies and gents in the.
Are we?
I am
connecting?
trying to check if it is doing a thing. One moment. Have to have a title in there. Okay. We should be live.
Yeah. I do see it live.
There we are. Can you guys all hear us all right?
I can hear you well.
Okay, we have to check because any technical difficulties have got to be like gotten out of the way straight away. Right. So, can you all see like the three of us? I'm watching as well now, so I can see. Okay. Excellent. Right, we are go. Thank you for joining us. Let everybody introduce themselves.
Hi guys, I'm Vis. Well, Viserion, but everyone calls me Vis.
That's true. That's true. Someone asked me how to pronounce it, and I have no idea.
It is Viserion. It's the name of one of the Game of Thrones dragons.
Yeah, sure.
Which is like where my love for Game of Thrones is how that name came about when I started. Which is also why my motto is a line from the show of I Drink and I Know Things, because it is also the embodiment of me.
Yes, Tyrion is fucking amazing.
So that's how that went down, and people tend to comment to me about my I Drink and I Know Things motto all the time.
I'm sorry I'm not watching. I'm trying to find the link and send to the group, so I hope you forgive me. I'm here trying to find it here.
Yeah,
that's Muffin.
Yeah, we got Muffin.
Who is supposed to introduce herself.
Sorry.
Okay, so...
This has written a very strict schedule, and, you know, we can't...
Yeah, sure. I'm playing since 2018. I do YouTube since 2020. I'm a content creator, official content creator since 6 months or something. I wish to be my full job, and I wish to be actually paid by developers, but that's not true, despite what people say. And I'm happy to be here. And we'll discuss events and stuff.
Alright, I was just checking the sound. Right, and obviously you guys know me. I'm Creed, aka Disappointed Turtle. And yeah, so a little bit of a somber moment, but just before I go into sponsors and all of that sort of stuff, we got news today of course it's gone off my screen. Hold on, let's see if I can do this. Of course it's going to do this right in an integral moment. Okay, no, it's gone. Anyway, I will find it because it was a really nice tribute, but we're doing this kind of in tribute of Elvira, who we found out today passed away 3 weeks ago. But really, she started the movement on all of this like change GoG stuff, so it's only right that she's kind of here with us until the end of it. So that's that little kind of sad, somber bit. And yeah, so she was from Kingdom 331 and 334, I believe. It was on my lovely poster that I made, but that's not here. So anyway, get that out of the way. We've done really...
When we started, when the change movement kind of came about, and we realized that we needed to be on Discord and not just Line, she jumped into being willing to help build up that Discord server for us, and she did a lot of stuff. And it was very, very, very sad news for us to hear. So we definitely decided that we were going to dedicate this live in honor of her memory and how much she changed so many players' lives when she was with us.
Yeah, she was really awesome, and she added like a lot of bubbliness and soul to a lot of the line rooms in the background. So yeah, definitely a huge character to be missed, and 100% like our thoughts are with her Kingdom friends and family. Okay. Very sad.
We're all like trying to get back and forth like through the live. Back to making sure that we're staying engaged with you guys. So don't mind us. I actually might have to close my curtains in the background because I feel like you can't see.
Got a bit of glare. Thank you all for joining us anyway. So we got a sponsor on this live. Courtesy of Huawei, who are doing 5-10 euro giveaways for you guys to spend over in the Huawei App Store. I've got some links to show you how to access that in a bit, and I'm just going to, in a moment, drop the link for the Discord down in the comment section. So bear with me one moment whilst I get that done, and I will let Viz introduce some very exciting news that Muffin has just broke over on her page, and I think this is probably what everybody's kind of tuned in for, is what is this new event going to be? So it's all really, really exciting. So yeah, here you go.
They've been releasing teasers for the past like day or two, as we've seen, about random information about Lost Island. Luckily, we have Muffin here with us, who is, like she said when she introduced herself, GoG's official content creator. So because of that connection, she did get some information straight from the devs. I'm going to share my screen so that we can all firsthand watch this together. It wants to go. Can we see the screen? Are we ready? Oh, I need to make sure that
I saw it already, so I'll skip it.
I just want to make sure that I'm through the...
Yeah, it looks fine.
I hope you got here from Creed's live we're about to do, and we're planning to discuss this very event. I have some news, some assumptions, and of course no, I don't know everything yet. So first, what is my source? Developers themselves. I received 3-minute long video and you'll see screenshots and clips from it. I have other sources, but I will come back to it later. Lost Island. What? The Ants Lost Island? By the way, kisses for kitchen. Some of you got it right. Relic Wars. You don't recall this event? The name? The younger GOG sister, Misty Continent, has it. So my second source, which I strongly recommend to catch up, is YouTuber Aurora, who did 3 movies about this event. Okay, length and construction of this event. According to developers' video, the event is 14 days long, having 4 stages. Registration is 2 days, preparation 1 day, battle 1 day, and ownership 10 days. Basically, ownership means there's nothing going on then. What all of it means? Registration, we have 2 days to decide and argue which 3 slot times any alliance prefers among 6 given slots. Misty Continent had it on 1 AM, 8 AM, 12, 4 PM, 8 PM, and 10 PM. During registration time, you also choose which buildings, called relics, we want to fight for. And we can register to 2 out of 10 buildings according to Mystic Continent. Probably during first event, we only have 2 types, normal and advanced. Maybe there will be more levels in the future. In Mystic Continent, there's 8 normal and 2 advanced, so expect heavier fight for advanced, of course because rewards and benefits are better. Preparation stage, you basically do nothing except mark your calendar when your alliance got chosen to one specific building fight. The biggest challenge may be when both buildings you choose will get the same hour. That may happen. Mystic Continent has 10 buildings and there's only 6 time slots. Just to be clear, 2 advanced and 8 normal is number for Mystic Continent battles I saw. Test server developers video showed 1 S level, 1 advanced and 4 normal. I hope to see more relics than 6. Okay, battle stage. So yes, battle stage is 1 day long, but actual battles will take up to 2 hours for each building.
That's a
The
good
rules
time.
are similar to any event we know. First part of battle stage is similar to what we had in Uncharted Seas. We need to send as many solos as possible and the building will have percent going down to 0. Then we have battle stage. We contest for ownership. So when the percentage get down to 0, we need to get to the building and occupy it like during KVK. And then we need to stay as long as possible inside. With attacking the relic and staying in there, we generate solo points. From my understanding, our general performance as Alliance is counted separately from our points. Our solo points will give us more coins we can exchange to rewards, and leaders will see our points when assigning individual chests. You can also get points by losing rally, less points but still, so one troop rallies will make sense even if you're outmatched. This alliance that gets more points wins ownership and gets stat perk attached to certain relic. If one alliance first gets 15,000 points, it automatically wins the battle. The longer we stay in the building, the quicker we generate alliance points. Look at the numbers. Okay, what are the rewards? There are 5 types. Solo rewards, chests given by leaders,
Yes,
careful,
Frank,
there's
share
only
far
15 of them.
wide.
Store rewards, stat perks and celebration rewards. Final solos, for getting the relic, I will leave it almost without the comment. I hope actual rewards will be better than these I saw on test server. Celebration reward, alliance reward for getting the relic, also no comment. Store rewards, a little better cause we can exchange our coins on whatever we
Hi
want.
Raven, hi
Although the number
Mercury.
of some rewards is very poor. From what I understand, you will be able
Thank you
to
for tuning
buy
in.
out half of the store for coins you can get. Stat perks. Better buildings give troop stats, normal buildings give farm stats, for example construction speed. I understand these perks stay with alliance members for 10 days of ownership stay. Chests. What's inside the chests? This question, as well as will my troops die for real? Can I shield during battle stage? How I can get to the leaderboards? How can I find relics? And when this event starts? Tune in to Disappointing Turtle Live, link in the description. Join Up Gallery Discord official server and choose Guns of Glory role. I am there, AG admins are there, discounts are there as well. By the way, join giveaway in there. You can easily win 5 times 10 euro for your game purchase. Just for you to remember. A part of being official content creator, I'll also support Up Gallery because they have the best discounts on the market.
Yes,
Up to
and they're sponsoring
30%
the video,
or sometimes
so
even more. Check out Up Gallery promotions for current
And
campaigns,
also you can get
prime
20%
coupons
on
and
top,
enjoy.
so make your money stretch a bit
You want
further.
more? Message me for another secret discount. I have it.
And a super
Alrighty.
discount from Muffin. So, you know,
Are
you
you
can stack all that
surprised?
stuff up, yeah. You get
Oh,
yourself
hold on, let me-
more than 10,000 words.
Okay. All right. We're gonna try. The last time that we went live, we had some technical difficulties first, so that took up some time, and there were a few more people.
Yeah.
Oh, hold on. I'm
We're
still
doing
here
good,
on YouTube. To exit full screen. So the last time that we went live, we had some technical difficulties and some stuff that went down and whatever. But it was a very, 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 very long video. We had a lot to go over. And like Creed and I specifically don't stop talking a lot of the time.
Talk too much, yeah.
So we're gonna try to stay on task for this one to keep it a little less much for all of you guys. So I'm gonna start these timers now so that we can
so does anybody
to stay on track.
First of all, any questions about like the new event as you guys are here, and this is the first time that anything actually official. I know we have all speculated, especially those of us that do play Misty, we've all speculated that it was probably going to be Relic Wars. They've done a few little changes. Yeah, how surprised are you guys? Yeah. But
I'm not surprised at all. I'm gonna let the two of you talk first, because I have a feeling that I'm gonna be a little bit of a
well, my
in this part of the conversation.
My first thoughts are, like Muffin said, the rewards are not great. So, but that is on a test server. Potentially, they could be better in a new release. They did do that with Uncharted Seas. We had like on the test server, we had different rewards as to what you got going forward to when it was actually released. So hopefully that becomes something that we actually need and not just a load of crap. But ultimately, I think we can all agree that we are just happy to actually have an event. Because after a year of not having anything new, things have become really, really tedious. So they're my initial thoughts. I'm generally quite happy with the event, although it is obviously regurgitated stuff. And yeah, it's a Misty template, isn't it? So there's that as well. So that's my thoughts.
Muffin, you want to go?
So I have tons of questions noted. I asked them in the video, and actually I don't have the answers to all of them. I only have answers to part of them. Tom Vapor asked for the source of the news, so the source is a video dropped by developers. And regarding secret discount, that's probably Turtle will tell. Turtle. What? Creed.
I'm sorry. It's infectious.
You are Creed, not Turtle.
You can call me Turtle, it's fine.
The questions were, what's in the chests? Creed, this is the question to you. Did chests work significantly better than all this crap we saw? Not crap, actually, but, well, 500,000 iron.
I mean, that wasn't a
60 banners.
That was for real.
So the chests, are they better or not really?
No, I don't think so, because I think that the progression of the game has been pushed so far that you need an incredible amount of anything to do anything. And I think in regards to that...
You play that event on Misty Continent, right? Or
yeah. But it's still the same there. So in Misty Continent, at the moment it's up to like 5 gear, I think, and equipment and stuff. So, and you need more resources and things like that to build the buildings up in Misty Continent than what you do in Guns of Glory, and it's slightly harder to farm. I don't really know why, but everything seems to take just that little bit longer. So even in Misty, you need more stuff. Although what I will say in Misty is the packs are cheaper, and I think that's obviously incentive for people to go and play over there, but their taxes are much lower, and I think there's about, like in British money, it's about 50 pence difference, which, you know, when you're stacking that for higher priced packs, it's obviously going to be a bigger amount of money off. But yeah, that's the only way things are like more easily attainable if you're not spending.
Okay, so now it's if it's not too late, this is the request to developers that chests have to be significantly better than what all we saw. Except of troop stats, I don't see like huge huge difference.
Yeah.
So other questions I asked, will my troops die? Well, yes. If you take part in normal relics defense, you will lose 10% of the troops. So kingdom raid scheme, and if you take part in advanced relic defense, it's 30%. So.
But I want to say that's big if you even have a matchup. So from what I understand from Misty of this event, and like hopefully Muffin can give me a good head nod and confirm, is that it is an event that happens just within your own kingdom.
Yeah.
It is not an event that you play Intra-kingdom. So I mean, they did tell us today that there were 2 new events coming with this upgrade. One of them being Relic War, and then the other one being, I don't remember what they called it. And I am holding out hope that event is not just another click through nothing, and that actually brings some kingdom versus kingdom or alliance versus alliance type of battle. But as far as Relic Wars go, it is within your own kingdom. So if my alliance and Creed's alliance decide to go after the same relic, that's going to be the time frame that we pick, whichever one of our 2 alliances, like any time that our 2 alliances kind of match up, that's going to be when we're fighting for that. And it's basically Tides of Darkness without the building aspect.
But that is, sorry to interject, that's the one thing that everybody really complained about, especially in terms of length of the event, was the building of the construction.
Having to advance your
so
stuff.
in a way, they've kind of listened to the players by taking that aspect away, because that was a major issue before. It's half the reason why those events got reduced in time in the first place.
Because this event will be 2 hours long.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily. I'm sorry. I watched all of the stuff on Relic Wars. I did play in Misty for a little bit. I didn't play this event in Misty, but I did see the buildings drop, and I waited for the event information and whatever. And I specifically put myself in Misty to figure out what was going on in the world of GoG. When I saw it in Misty, what I thought about it was, oh, this is actually the perfect transition for this game, for kingdoms to go between playing on their regular map and being introduced to seas for the first time. This coming post the seas world, I feel like this is a bit of a step back. In GoG, I feel like we should have had this event first, because it introduces those buildings and the gameplay of those buildings, of kicking out the pirates first, and you have to liberate the town, like kill the pirates like we did in TOD, but and then you have to hold the building like KVK. In Uncharted Seas, we got to do that against other kingdoms. Multiple kingdoms could have been building towards that. You had to hold your territory around it, and it was so much more of a fight, if you will. So to scale that back to just your own kingdom is, in my humble opinion, a little disappointing. I would hope, again, we don't have full information on this event, but if it is the same thing that it is in Misty, and it is only within your own kingdom, and there's no way for another kingdom to be involved in that, my kingdom doesn't fight with each other. We argue a lot, but we don't have kingdom war, and I'm just gonna say it how it is. This type of event, I would push in my kingdom to manipulate. If we hold those buffs for 10 days, and if that 10-day time span covers KVK,
Uh-huh.
our KVK alliance is going to be what's pushing for troop buffs. Because we want our KVK alliance to have the extra benefit. So, like, we're not going to go against our KVK alliance because we want the buffs in the event that we actually want to play it with. So stuff like that.
I can see that going in some kingdoms. For example, 171 known from splitting in UAC, or my kingdom taking Opti in one alliance and Endui in second alliance, and Hanisa Maccabi in third alliance, and trying to fight for 15% troop stats. Maybe not, but let's see what's in the chests. It will be their decision. If they resign from troop lethality, maybe we will go some sport like that.
But yeah, I mean, I just don't see a lot of kingdoms fighting amongst themselves for 10 days worth of benefit against each other. For new kingdoms, I think that's great. When you have a ton of different alliances, they're everyone's a baby, and everyone, they're like the kingdom is super full. Again, I think this is a great event as a stepping stone for new players, for new kingdoms, for people who haven't seen Uncharted Seas. I think it's the perfect in between. But for kingdoms that have been around, what just happened?
Alchemist is the best event. I was saying about that. Oh, I have a massive rant about that later. Don't you worry.
But yeah, so I again, I am really holding out hope. In this, that the other event that we don't have much information on, and that Muffin didn't get to see yet, that other thing that they're doing is going to be a little more relevant. I'm sorry, I'm checking our times.
That's okay.
So,
right, I think we got some.
That's really how I feel about that. Muffin, do you have more questions about Relic Wars? Because
I have questions and answers. How I can find relics? The codes are provided for us inside the event. When it's going to happen? Why no one asked that question? This is like, don't you know it's going to be tomorrow or in 2 months?
Well, yeah, there's that. Oh my god, I hope it comes sooner rather than later.
Because they are teasing us so much, it's like C50 tease.
Yeah.
And it's just, another event. And I'm not sure how was that, what was that event a couple months ago? Twilight something.
Twilight.
I didn't take part. It was overhyped, but this one is like at least C50.
Yeah.
So an official date given by different source. So this is a gossip.
Okay.
Is that it will be? I need to check the calendar.
I mean, the whole thing with Twilight League as well, what made it really negative is that not everybody qualified. And a lot of people went in with minimal power, thinking that they would get better matchups, and ended up not qualifying and not being able to take part in that event. Like, actually, that's really disgraceful.
So next Monday or Tuesday, 13th or 14th, is an official date, I know. So, quite soon.
Yeah.
Let's say next update, probably.
I was anticipating it coming with the next update. That was just that's not gossip. That's just like remembering past teasers and past releases of how they've done things. Like, it's always kind of been when they've gotten this close to, like, they're teasing, they're releasing names, like they're giving certain people video information. We're able to do this when they're at that kind of stage of it. For me, it means it's around the corner.
I can't see them. I know there's a really long, like, preliminary stage where you're hanging about, but I can't see him launching it on the 50% event, which we know launches tomorrow.
Right.
So the rumored date that Muffin has is probably more likely than not.
Yeah.
Even with that preliminary stage. So that would, going through that, if that lasts for, 10 days? So then we'd be looking at basically 2 weeks.
It will be 14 days. 10 days is do nothing. Enjoy your 15% of troop stats for 10 days. It probably will start from registration and preparation part, and it is a little bit different than in Mystic Continent by a day.
Yeah.
It's only one day, and on one day, and then it's 2 days. Something is 2 days, and this having this 50% truth stats
Yeah.
is 10 days. Okay, so last question I have, not question. You can be shielded during this event, so you can send marches and still take part. And also very important, even if you lose and even if you send rally and it loses, it's like during Darklands, you will have half of the points, but still you'll have the points. So even if you're outmatched, if Opti, Scully, and Entui and Maccabi join in my kingdom in one alliance, and all other alliances will try, they will have still half of the points. So the chance for lovely rewards.
Yeah, or in a more likely scenario, if you made an agreement in your kingdom that was going to be the building that your alliance gets, you can go and register yourself for one time, and then register your farm alliance for another time, and literally fight yourself, and send one troop rallies with your farms at your mains, and then your farms can get points too, because that's realistically what I see happening more often.
Your t-shirt has just been spied, Viz.
Oh yeah.
Team GoG.
Team
True.
GoG.
It's true. Forever.
Yeah, I figured. I mean, I wore this shirt the last time that we went live, but
it's the only shirt for it. I'm gonna get one made, I think.
I'll make you one. I made this one. I'll make you one.
Yes.
By the way, your feedback, you guys helped me to gather about Uncharted Seas, because I see the conversation in chat has been said. This, what I can say, there was a lady some time ago, and she was sending the feedback. So this is all I can do now for Uncharted Seas. I can't do much more, just to wait and react if maybe next event will be Uncharted Seas back. But thank you very much. I had like 40 screenshots to share, of course, carefully edited if needed.
Awesome video. If any of you tuned in late and missed it, Muffin has got a video over on her channel, which we put at the beginning of this live, which has got basically everything that we've been talking about. So it's got some information that Muffin got because she's badass. And we love her. A little bit of speculation, but yeah, most of it is legit information about the new event. So head over to there and give that a watch. And if you want, do that now and then jump back to us, whatever makes you know what we're talking about.
From my side, we can close the topic of the event unless you want to rant about that.
Are there any questions that we've missed in the comments?
I just saw...
Where is my beer? From Tom Vapor.
I just saw...
Hey Tom, hey Liz. And I can see that Matthew is
also
in there.
I have the information Creed cannot share because she's too humble. She is fighting with Matthew, who's going to have more invites on Discord. So if you see the link from Matthew,
yes,
don't click it, of course. click Creed's link.
Okay, it's down here. It's down here.
Click the link in general, please. Please click the link in general and go. Make sure that you possibly get yourself some free money, because if it's free, it's for me. So luckily we are sponsored. I'm doing
free monies.
I'm doing our minute next ahead of time. So just make sure that you do click over and put yourself into the giveaway, because
absolutely.
The most wonderful thing about getting a sponsored video is being able to give stuff away for free.
Yeah. And you can run it in conjunction with some other stuff as well. I'm just going to see if I can share it.
So I want to go back on to point, because we do still have a few minutes to talk about this. So the parts of the update that we got notifications about today that Muffin doesn't have in her video because it wasn't given to her is the fact that we're getting new guards in this update, which is also, anyone who follows on the timelines as well as I do, and anyone who has seen all of those amazing calendars that people have put together about what happens when. We kind of know how frequently guards are dropped now, and we're due for them.
You used the wrong word for that. It was infrequently.
Yeah, not so infrequent anymore. So with the new cycle of guard drops since the new series started, we know that we're due for new guards, so they announced that we were getting new guards in with this. There's a lot of rumors going around about that, especially rumors about them bringing a few of the different guards from Misty over to GoG, in conjunction with this Lost Island release. A lot of the graphics look the same. So one of the guards that people are speculating is going to come over is actually an infantry guard, and then the other one is a cavalry guard. We are due for advanced cavalry guards. So whether or not they just use the same imagery and change it to the next level cav, I'm not really sure about. But we are getting new guards, and if they stay true to
I think it's 4 weeks
ish, whenever the new update happens, a couple of weeks from now, we're due for them. And we are due for new cavalry guards, so people have been dropping and sharing in rooms some of those guards from Misty Continent. Again, it's my humble speculation that it will be the new cav guards, and they're just using the graphics.
Can you repeat that with this voice of my humble speculation? My humble speculation.
It is. I don't want to just like state anything as fact, because I try not to just state things as fact when it is speculation.
Yeah, basically we don't like to get told off later on if it doesn't transpire, but we are usually right. We've speculated a lot of stuff, and it genuinely comes to fruition.
It is very true.
By the way, if anyone goes back to my video to look at it, I marked the materials with MC letters, which is Misty Continent, this Aurora Wolf content creator. So watch her stuff, and if it says TS, it's test server, so it's from developers. So you guys would know where everything comes from.
Yeah, the differences in screenshots and stuff. There's also been dropping around rooms the Relic Wars gameplay, how to play stuff that comes out with every event. That's been circulating a lot over the past week. The ones from Muffin's video.
I was gutted that our live was scheduled for the Sunday because all this stuff was coming out in rooms, and I'm like, oh, I can't say anything even though I know stuff.
No, yeah. So I mean, I'm glad that they released a little more information in the teaser, because there are other things that I did expect them to come out with that they did. Like I said, the new guards coming out, we knew that was coming. At least they've confirmed it. So there's a lot of rumors going around about those. The information about Relic Wars from the test server on Misty Continent is out there and about. It's seeming to be a pretty copy-paste. So like Muffin said, go watch Aurora's video. She is fantastically well-spoken in all of those. The videos are really easy to watch. They're awesome. Shout out to another YouTuber doing a good job. And they also released that they are going to do 2 other things for us. They're giving us new mermaids, and they're adding in what is it called? Sea diving, something
Oh
diving.
yeah, treasure dive.
Thank you. Had quite the moment.
Yeah, treasure dive.
My mic is being silly right now. So treasure diving is something that is in Misty. If you've seen any screenshots in rooms about that,
I only know a few
basically
things of sign language, and none of them are suitable for telly.
What happened?
I'm replying to a comment. I wish I did know
really...
sign language. I should learn.
I know sign language. Why?
There we go. See?
Who's asking?
Viz is amazing. That's why I love her.
I drink and I know things.
She wasn't wrong. She wasn't wrong.
Look at that.
Sorry, I completely... We knew this was going to happen, you see. This is why we had to have a schedule, so...
Correct. We still have some time on this one.
Yes.
So New Mermaids, also speculation from Misty. Misty has had for a while 2 other mermaids. They do have, some extra benefits to them, which is fun. We knew that it would happen with GoG eventually, so everyone is also kind of just assuming that they're going to take Misty's coding and just dump it into GoG, and those are going to be the mermaids that we're going to get. So you can look out for any players with that kind of information if you kind of want to sneak peek into
I have that information.
that
I might do it on a little TikTok at some point in the week, because it doesn't need to be a video. So like a 30-second TikTok will give you a little sneak peek.
Yeah, they're okay. They're just new mermaids. I mean, like the mermaid pisses me off. They piss me off in general. I really hate them. So, but yay, new mermaids with more buffs. Woohoo!
At least they're giving them a function this time.
Yes. And treasure diving is basically the mermaid version of
collecting resources.
Guard gem. Oh my god, what is it called? Creed, help me. We did this before. We talked about this before. Treasure hunt.
Yes.
What's treasure hunt?
Guard treasure hunt, isn't that what it's called?
Shit!
Where you send your guards out every day to go
a
collect
state
things for
affairs.
gems. Not a state of affairs.
Right, this one.
No,
Not a state affairs. No, not a state affairs. In your gem section.
none of us are blonde. This isn't good.
I'm blonde.
You're pink
naturally.
right now.
But I'm sure someone's saying it in comments. My phone keeps locking on me. But when you go into the
no
gems,
help from them.
Okay, when you go into the gem screen, every day you can send out your guards to go collect stuff for gems.
Yeah.
It's basically the mermaid's version of that, where you send her out for tasks. There's in Misty, again, we're talking in Misty's treasure diving. What it is you have your multiple mermaids that you can send out, and then there's like almost like a mini map screen where you can pick different rewards that you would have your mermaid go diving for.
Yeah.
And then on the bottom you can click, I think it's either 4 hours, 6 hours, 8 hours, or 24 hours that you can have this one particular mermaid diving for whatever that is, whether it's a material, a resource, guard XP, whatever it is that they put into GoG of those different things.
I think it will be wood, iron, silver, and probably crimson gold.
Mm-hmm. It might be. They might also do the either like a guard XP or glory banners or something like that.
It won't be anything helpful. How dare you suggest such a thing?
How dare I be helpful? I mean, I'm just there. I'm trying. I really am. I'm trying to not be negative this entire call.
Right.
When they, again, like I said, when they released it being a Relic War, I was very disappointed. So I'm trying to be a little more hopeful about some of the other things that I know are coming out of this update.
Well, you know,
That's just another daily. Like treasure diving
Current-
is another daily.
Yeah, it's another day.
currently, which event has the best rewards currently? New World or still KVK?
Not KVK.
No, probably New
So
World,
New World.
but you have to
New World.
rank to benefit.
So why? And the rewards weren't updated since like 18 months,
yeah,
2 years,
18 months.
and
easy.
they're still the best. So just drop us the good shit, and we will play your new event. Like,
Absolutely. Yeah.
how hard is that to understand?
I completely
Muffin.
agree.
Please do it.
Right, I know we're
Muffin starting a topic. Two or three parts of our timer. 2 or 3 parts of our timer down. We're actually
She's
gonna go. I mean, we can switch it up.
She's
It's
panicking.
the same.
Right, I am
the same
going to
amount of
interrupt.
time.
I'm going to interrupt a little bit because Frank has asked a question and we know the answer to it, which is rare. So he's basically asked if some people have the new buildings for the new event in their kingdom, and the answer to that is yes, they do. And it is actually the same for Misty Continent as well. So on neither game has it been released onto a direct server, but essentially what they did is they've beta tested in a couple of kingdoms, not the event, but the placing of these buildings, because what that meant is moving potentially alliance buildings and castles and things like that. So they've
And putting people
slowly
in the
done it.
void.
Yeah, so some kingdoms do have that, some don't. It was an automatic update. It's not one available yet, but it will be available probably within the next 14 days. So just, yeah, it's coming. And yes, it's true. Right.
That was.
Whoa.
I know, shit, Muffin's got her things in. Right, so that is the bell for you to basically go and click your little Discord link. And yeah, I need to thank our sponsor, Huawei, for giving us basically some euros to give away to you guys. I got a couple of links down here, provided my computer plays ball, but essentially go into your Google if you're on Android, on OIS. Download the app gallery. If you're on Google, it will try and block it because these two things are not compatible with each other. It's really easy. You just need to allow it in your settings. It will pop up on your phone straight away. And that will essentially allow you to spend your money that you potentially might win from clicking on that Discord link. So make sure that you go and do that. And on top of that, they've got some extra little things. So you can claim a coupon. Literally just once you've downloaded it, claim that, and on top of that, Muffin is also running her own little extra reward system, which you can enter into by messaging her, and the information for that is over on her YouTube in the last video about the event that we've just been discussing, so that all rounds up quite nicely.
So you can get packs basically for $75 for a big pack. Just message me and I will take care of it, and it's legal, not like this scammer stuff.
Yes,
and,
yeah.
you know,
yeah, scammers indeed.
Up Gallery is not a pack loader, so
Yeah.
it's a normal store.
And they do some really great incentives in the Huawei App Store as well. Probably they are the best incentives out of all of the app stores. Anybody that does spend quite a lot of money could probably contest to that, because they all either use Amazon or this one, but this one they seem to be better. Amazon right now would be doing like a 10%, whereas Huawei are doing 20%, so excellent. And yeah, go and click that Discord link, because this is my chance to actually beat Matthew at something. Because it's usually arguments, and you know, this is actually a nice competition, so yeah.
Yes, and
Go and click on that.
And through all of the times that we keep saying to go do this, hopefully, you know, thank you to the sponsorship in general, but to the other two that are on this video with me. Maybe you guys can try to get it to America at some point, because I don't have access to being able to use it. Muffin,
you can use it.
Muffin can kind of get me around it. We'll have
you
to
can
do
use
that
it. You can use it.
Yeah.
But it's not an easy thing to get and download in America. Not like a
Need
it's
a
not a
VPN.
frequently. Yeah, it's not a frequently used And it's, again, you need a VPN and you have to go a whole bunch of ways around it. So if we can hopefully try to get a way around that at some point
But
or
you
another,
can
that would be
message any one of
fantastic.
us and we can talk you through that process if needed, especially if you're one of the competition winners, because we need
That
to get
one.
your pennies to you. But you have to
Don't
be in it to
message.
win it, which is a
Yeah.
cringe saying, but it's true. So go and click that Discord link.
All right.
Yeah.
Creed, we're already a few minutes into
Always.
your into your stuff.
Okay,
So
yeah.
so we right before I'm starting for you so that you can
No, you crack on,
computer
babe.
screen.
You go.
So whatever. Right before we found out that GoG was giving us a new event, like literally right before. I think the day before, the three of us had set a date
I am
and
sorry,
time
but
to
the
do this live anyway.
timing on that, incredible.
So we had set a date and time to do this live because we wanted to go live specifically about how badly we need a new event in the game, and that was going to be the topic of conversation. And then the day after we set a date and time amongst ourselves, they released information that we were getting it. So basically, for our first concept, which was just that we need a new event in general and what type of event we were looking for, Creed sent out to a bunch of rooms online a survey for people to take. Player made survey for a player need, and she's going to go over some of the data of it. So
I know, especially Vixen was quite intrigued to see what the results were. So yeah, we've got some of that.
So we're gonna go over some of that data so that we can compare a little bit of what players were actually looking for before an event was announced versus the gameplay that it seems like we're gonna get, so that we can kind of nitpick through that and see what the deal is with that. So Creed, are you ready to share your screen?
Oh, yeah.
Did I give you enough time?
Right, let me tidy this up a little bit so that it doesn't go crazy. Okay, so first of all, I promised everybody a spreadsheet, and a spreadsheet did happen. I will mail this to anybody who wants a copy of it. It does not give anybody's information out. It is just the answers that have been recorded. But for the sake of what we're doing here, I'm really going to simplify it. And on top of this beautiful spreadsheet, I have got some lovely little pie charts here because, you know, pie charts make everything easier.
And it makes us data people very, very
definitely. Can you ladies see this, or do I need to screen share to you?
Screen share.
Okay.
But we can see all your... What do you have here?
I don't see anything. Can you screen share and Zoom? There you go.
Okay.
Thank you, please.
Right. Because it's going to be really boring if it's just me reading pie chart information over and over again. Okay.
Well, when you screen share, it's on one side, but you still see us. So you can, and in the live feed now, you can still see us reacting to it.
There we go.
No, it's okay.
How's that? Alright. I look ghostly. I'm really sorry. It's because my computer screen is so bright. Right. So, obviously, the basic question at the time that we all really, really wanted to know is if we needed a new event. As you can see, it wasn't just, like, the ones of us that were making noise and complaining about stuff. It's like 88% of people agreed that something needed to be introduced and something needed to come along. That's a really huge statistic, in my opinion. Because normally these sort of things have, like, quite a mixed response. Like, it's usually in the edge of yes, because people generally always want something new, but that's never ever been that high. I mean, when we did the survey that Muffin did last time, about migrations and stuff, there was not this much of an opinion about having a new event, but we were getting things a bit more regular. That's probably that main one. What's really interesting is the type of events that people want to see, because obviously everybody plays different events and enjoys different events, but most of what people... Sorry, my computer's going mental because I have a million programs, but most people wanted to see a multiple kingdom versus multiple kingdom event, and actually I think I would have liked to have seen that as well. I think it just mixes stuff up a bit.
We still don't know what that other event is. Maybe, just maybe they've given it to us. We just don't have any sneak peeks into it yet. Here is hoping, but as of what we know right now, that is most definitely not what we got.
No, it isn't. Yeah. And everybody else kind of wanted to see a kingdom versus kingdom. I'm just going to take like the top 3 stats. And alliance versus alliance as well did rank quite high, but it was not the general opinion of everybody. You know, like the majority, essentially. Just taking like the top 3 on current favourite events to play. We've got UAC, KVK, and Darklands. I don't know how you ladies feel about that, but that's definitely the 3 that I would rank up there as well. I think we're quite...
Those are the 3 events that you get to fight the hardest, because we want more fighting events and less farming events and less wheels and less I'm going to log in just to spend and then sign off for the day. We want an actual, actual gameplay, not mindless, silly things. I know in the chat before someone was like, ooh, Tetra, like, when's the next Tetris event?
I think that's sarcasm. I think that's definitely sarcasm.
But the fact that we joke around about that just goes to show how much like those filler events are not what we're looking for when we continuously talk about being bored. It's more because we want fighting events, and this just goes to show to me exactly that, like the events that that people are looking for, unity events that you can play against somebody else with somebody else, which I think is why we play this game in general. So that statistic did not surprise me at all.
No. Okay, so moving on. This is hilarious. I'm sorry, you guys absolutely crack me up. So we've got, what's your favourite event to play, UAC, KVK, Darklands. What's your least favourite event to play? UAC, KVK, Darklands. And you guys like, what? You can't have it both ways, my little pickles. I'm sorry. So we're either going to have to disregard one of those, and I'm inclined to disregard the least. I mean, I know things have got a bit tedious, but... mental. You guys are hilarious. But
well, next topic. I think I can shed some light on that.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, and Night Siege, like, people hate it, so maybe that's something that needs to go. Are you finding current events in GoG repetitive? Yes, absolutely, of course. Right. One of the things that I really wanted to have a look at is about kingdom conflict, because one of the things that I've noticed in the last probably 3 months is there is a lot more trolls, there's a lot more kingdom war, and there's a lot more just general bitchiness and people trying to create drama. I'm not necessarily speaking of my kingdom, but of other kingdoms. And I really wanted to show Fun Plus that there's correlation between these things escalating and people basically getting bored in the game because of the tedium. I think mostly I have kind of shown that. The next video that I do, I'm going to go into all of that a little bit more in depth, because I think it's actually quite important. And I've got a couple of ideas that I would like Fun Plus to think about implementing in regards to severe trolling and things like that. Any talk of like SA and stuff like that on KC needs to start being addressed a little bit more harshly. So I really wanted to ask these questions for future use, but I also wanted to show a correlation. I'm really hoping that when we do get a new event, all of these inter-kingdom conflicts will really start to calm down, and the trolling and stuff. So, yes, that is stuff for another day, but it's interesting to see. And again, on the players leaving, which I'm pretty sure is obviously to do with not having new events and stuff, but a lot of kingdoms are losing a lot of players here. Like, this is generally worrying, and all of these things is lost revenue to Fun Plus. And I intentionally made this so that it was after any sort of migration period, because I didn't want those stats to be sort of included in this, which is why I went for a 12-week time frame. But we've got 9.7% of kingdoms, which is actually a really massive number when you take into consideration. That's 90 kingdoms, roughly. They've had 16 or more people leave in 12 weeks. That is a lot of people. So yeah, definitely something that needs to be bared in mind, shall we say. Yeah, 100%. Like, that many people should not be leaving from one kingdom. Especially, like, 12-week period, that's almost en masse, you know? So, yeah. Interesting stats here. I will just literally have a quick run through, but what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to post these up in my formation room. I'm sure if anybody wants to get hold of them, you can either be added to that room.
You can put them in change too. Put them in change also.
Yeah, I'll stick them in change as well, and you guys can have a look through them yourself. And yeah, thank you for the like nearly 400 people that participated, because it was really interesting information. And again, like I said, I'm going to try and use that to implement other things, basically. Right, I need to try
and I know someone asked before when I was able to see the chat, I think it was Frank had asked Muffin if they could share her update video.
Yes.
I just quick little announcement to that. Anything that we say that we're gonna drop in any of the line rooms that we're in, whether it's Creed's Formation or Change GoG, or if it's in comments here, or if it's live anywhere else, we don't do this for money. None of it's copyrighted like that.
Zero money from developers. Sorry.
So anything that we're willing to share on here and that we're dropping into rooms, please feel free to spread the word, share with your alliances. Use every information that we give you to whatever use you need to benefit yourself. You don't need to ask us to reshare that kind of stuff. We've put the data together to help you guys out with information. So if you want to use any of the data that Creed is sharing to go yell at VIP about how you're not the only ones complaining about something, go for it. We're not like, we don't want credit for any of that kind of stuff. We're not like, I'm not asking you to tag me. I don't care. Yeah. Like, if I make a poster for something, please use it. Like, we spend our free time doing this for the sake of it. So definitely feel free to go out and do that with any of the information that we drop in anything.
Tom asked in the comment sections of the live how many kingdoms are having inner conflict. Well, out of the just under 400 people that responded, there's 8.5% that said yes, so I'm assuming they're the war everyday people. And then we've got 22.4%, which says sometimes, so I'm assuming they're like half drama llama based kingdoms, where, you know, you just get the odd person have a tantrum every now and again. That is how I would take that feedback. But you take from it what you like, but that's the result of that. And then 66.7 are saying no, which I think is a reasonable amount. I'd like to see that higher, but, you know, 67 is not too bad. And then we got a really tiny, like, 2.4 people that probably don't want to say, and they're on the maybe, so we're going to say yes for those people as well. So yeah, that's that on that, and like I said, I will make that information public, and thank you very much for taking part in that survey. I will have some polls coming out for you guys soon as well, which I would love for you all to take part in, but I will go into that another time.
Okay, we actually have more time on this topic than I thought we were gonna need.
Excellent.
I'm so proud of us.
I know, look at your face. You're so happy.
Wow.
We did good.
So,
Because last time there was 5 people or 6 people.
Well, that too, yeah.
Oh yeah.
So one of the things that I kind of okay. So I told myself that I wasn't going to talk about this.
Sorry, just trying to close stuff, speed my computer up.
No worries, go for you. I told myself that I wasn't going to talk about this, but I'm always super excited, and I'm terrible about keeping secrets, guys. But a few of you know it's been a very tight-knit circle, but the two girls on this call with me definitely do know and have seen some stuff. We've done a lot of data digging collectively, and we've really looked into a lot of what people want from events and all of that kind of stuff. You know, we tend to do things in our spare time for no reason. And there's definitely a couple of people.
Gluttons for punishment. That's what that is.
Yeah. You know, YouTube videos and video, like I more do video, like random videos for Line and videos for my kingdom. I don't really put much on my YouTube channel. Because I really wanted to keep my YouTube channel very tutorial based. You know, I appreciate and love everyone who puts like battle videos out there, but they're not what I personally want to watch. Like, I will in the moment scroll through one, but like 10 minutes of random battle isn't what I'm personally looking for. And I know that there are people like me out there who just want to figure out how to do an event.
Yeah.
So I wanted to keep my channel very tutorial based for that purpose. But because of what we'll get into when I go off on a rant, you know, in terms of rewards and how things are dropped and how the game that we played became, I don't have access to things that I would have made videos about. I'm not a major spender. I don't have access to a maxed player like that or their account to like deep dive into all of those things that I would video or make a tutorial about. So it just doesn't happen. So my YouTube is kind of dead for that reason. But there's a lot of other stuff that we have been collecting data on and that we have been working towards and trying to do. And like one of my side projects has been, you know, like trying to collect information and build out a concept of an event. And yeah, it's like written and I'm trying, and like maybe at some point it'll go to the studio and they'll probably tell me that I'm crazy and that they're not going to do it at all. But there are people out there, I say that to say that there are people out there who are trying to get us more events like the data that Creed collected. There are definitely more players out there that are trying to and have ideas for other types of events. Hopefully if our voice is loud enough about the need for it, the studio will listen to one or two or three of us.
Yeah, well, that means Tom and Matthew getting in on board with all of this as well. And Hannibal will go in fourth. Because apparently that's how we get shit done.
So yeah, there are definitely people out there who are trying. I'm only one person with one specific idea. Granted, I think it's a pretty fantastic idea.
It is.
But there are definitely more people out there. So I just want to encourage people to go voice that to GoG, voice this kind of data to GoG. If you have an idea, if you need help figuring out how to get it to the studio, or any of that kind of stuff, reach out. We're here. Maybe one or two or three of us at some point, like could possibly, again, just being helpful. They'll probably just tell me that I'm crazy and that they're never doing something like that. But we'll see.
We will see indeed.
I don't think that sounded loud enough, so let me just sum up. Viserion created some rules for some event, and she trademarked it or whatever the legal thing is called, and she wants to go to developers and tell them, do my event. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's an amazing
close.
event. It's an amazing
Close.
event.
Close. It's not being trademarked. It's in copyright. I'm waiting for copyright rights to it so that I can present it to the studio. And I mean, they'll change a whole bunch of stuff about it if they even take the idea. I highly doubt that they will, because I don't have faith in our studio at all a lot of the time, in terms of listening to players. They do sometimes, and then other times where I like really want them to listen, I feel like they don't. So I'm trying not to be super hopeful about it, but it is something that it's been like a near and dear to my heart side project. I'm not going to go into what it is
I am
or whatever,
optimistic.
because I wasn't even going to talk about it.
I am optimistic because I have seen it and I've read it and given some feedback. No, I think it's brilliant. I think it's so good that they would be absolutely stupid to not take it. It's done for them. All they need to do is put it into development. Yeah.
Is code it, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so all I will say is that it is multiple kingdom alliances versus multiple kingdom alliances. So both parts of what Creed, what Creed's data gave. It's a little bit of both. It's not like kingdom versus kingdom. It's still alliance versus alliance, but it's multiple alliance. It's not like Darklands where it's you versus
Don't
one
give too
person.
much away.
I'm not. So it would be multiple alliances, in there, and it's interesting because I had been creating it before she, it's one of those epiphany, like I said, near and dear moments to my heart. I've been doing it for the longest time for no reason. And when Creed got all of the data that she got, I kind of, scrolled through a lot of the reactions that we got from the almost 400 people that did it. And I was like, oh, awesome. Like, my idea checks that box and checks that box and checks that box.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, but I know for a fact that I'm only one of many. So if you have that type of voice, please go use your voice. I can't say that enough in this call. The more they hear from us and about us, and I know people get defeated bitching to customer service over and over again. But the more times we say something, and the more data they have on what we actually need to complain about, the better off we're gonna be. So,
yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I'm gonna scoot the timer over. So, Discord reminder.
Oh yes, for sure. Right. I know it's pinned to the top, but I'm going to keep doing this systematically. Hit the Discord link, which is down in the comment section if you haven't already, and make sure that you apply over to that awesome Huawei giveaway. They have been really, really awesome, and what is the word I'm looking for? Sponsored this video for us so that we could give you guys some stuff. And you can also double up whatever it is that you win with some of their awesome deals that they've got going on. So they've got a 20% off coupon, which you can go and claim. And over on Muffin's video, which she released just before the beginning of this, she also has some extra stuff that you can claim. And yes, legally, not like some of the terrible people that you see loitering around in line rooms, and that might send you endless mails in game. So that's obviously really, really important. And you can hop over onto any of your search browsers and download the app gallery. Also, on top of that, I'm in competition with Matthew, which is ridiculous because he's always going to win, but, just for shits and giggles. to see how many we can get on those Discord links. So yeah, smash that button, please. Thank you very much.
Smash that button. You got it. All the faith. All the faith.
Go get Yao gains. And yeah, so that's it for that little pitcheroo.
Little tidbits.
Yeah.
Okay, so what is the topic now? Mine or what?
Mine.
Sorry. Okay. I thought we finished. Okay, continue. Sorry.
I think that's Muffin's.
She loves to talk.
That was Muffin's subconscious passive aggressive way of telling me I'm talking on this video too much. I think.
Never.
I heard the advertisement and was like, what? Okay, we're doing another one. Okay.
Yeah.
So
I gotta make my quota. I don't want to even risk it.
I wanted to go into rewards a little bit before we went into other data and stuff, because I feel like in between the data points there is a lot to be said about rewards. This is a topic that I feel like I have already beaten like a dead horse, or like that chicken cutlet that I beat with a mallet after a hard day's of work, like while I'm making dinner. I have really destroyed this topic a lot of times, but I wanted to touch base on it again on this live, specifically in terms of events and how rewards for events affect our gameplay. If the studio watches or listens or has anything to do with this live, I want them to hear this. And I know that you guys believe in a lot of this too. So they have, I will say, I'm gonna give the studio props here for a second. I don't normally do that. But they have, since the last time that we went live about this kind of stuff, I have seen an uptick from them in certain stores fixing a little bit more material costs. Certain materials have been updated more frequently in our daily claim stores, like mines and stuff like that. We've seen in a lot of our updates them telling us that they're upping percentages in those stores, and I'm very happy that they opted to listen and make that change, because it's very necessary. But there are so many stores that they haven't updated in terms of rewards. And I personally believe that there is a direct correlation between everyone feeling like there's a need for a new event and how poorly our event rewards are updated. So keeping rewards relevant, I personally feel does two things. I feel like when you look at the rewards for an event, rewards in that you decide that event is a chore, or you decide that event is worth playing, no matter what that event consists of. Because realistically, if there was a farming event that gave away an absurd amount of new gems, I'm pretty sure all of us would be all for it. Like, let's be real. If the event rewards stay relevant, there's going to be more push for that event. I feel like part of the reason that our events have become so stale is because the rewards haven't stayed with them. So what used to be, oh my god, I need to make sure that I get into Darklands because this store is giving all of this stuff and it's so much better and it's so amazing, and like, if my alliance isn't doing the event time that I can get on for, I'm going to go find an alliance in my kingdom that I can play Darklands with. How much does that happen anymore? It doesn't. And
no,
it used to.
and that's definitely with the tedium of the events and stuff as well. I mean, we do still do that in 439, but that's because we're so active. Right, I can't do it in my alliance. Like, we have to do it to drop power down. And also, it's actually not fair to the people that we get paired with, because there's too many of us. We're all really high level castles. Even if we don't all have amazing stats, there's like too many of us. It wasn't fun not having competition anymore. So
Yeah,
we like split up into 3 groups, and it works great. But yeah, as you say, it doesn't happen a lot, and especially if this many people are leaving kingdoms as well.
Yeah, there's not. I feel like there's just not the push that there used to be for players to seek out certain events. And like my favorite comparison, which some of you might have heard, some of you might not have. This might be a shock value. Like there might be an actual shock factor to the figures that I have on this, but I feel like the game is seeing, people are talking about how bored they are, and one of the events that people are starting to talk about being bored with is surprisingly KVK.
Yeah.
Which is why, you take the 3 events that we claimed are our favorites and the 3 events that we claimed are our least favorites, which are the same events. And the reason that I feel that, people feel like those solid events, fighting events that we have, the reason that people are bored with them and are mad at them is for 2 reasons that directly relate to rewards. One, the rewards are shit now. When C45 first dropped and they put marquee badges into the KVK rewards, people went crazy. It rejuvenated KVK to a whole new level. People changed their entire systems around on how they gave out packs, what they did with that, and how they managed their entire kingdom. And they went for more kingdoms, and they started fighting harder again. And and that's because 30 marquee badges at that point were $1 a badge. So just in support packs, the game was giving about $900 over $900 every KVK in just support packs out to the players for fighting and having their own kingdom. And then even more if you were taking other kingdoms. That support pack is down to a $10 buy. Straight up, like I've done the math. There's you can purchase the equivalent of a support pack from KVK for $10. If that doesn't affect gameplay, I don't know what does. It is more costly for your big guys to train back their troops now than it is to give their support players a decent size pack. That is a big deal. The other big thing with them not keeping up with rewards is that it goes into the massive stat gap that we have, which has been a problem, will continue to be a problem. There are definitely
problem. It's just getting
terrible.
wider and wider. It
used to be this big, right?
Yeah.
So it used to take castles about 2 months to craft, at least be able to craft what was what the big guys were getting within the first week. So it used to take us 2 months. We were about 2 months behind.
Yeah.
Especially if you were an average spender. Now it's 6 months. And part of that is because they don't have things available as often as they did, or they're not available as long, or, they've manipulated certain systems so that you need the previous at a certain level before you can craft the new ones. And things just aren't available the way that they used to be.
Yeah. Matthew makes a good point in the chat. He's talking about the marquee badges and the fact that the packs for them are much cheaper and that they're more easily available. And he's
super
right.
Devalued. Yeah, they're super devalued.
That is true. But when you take in the terms of how long ago they came out to now and the time period that it's taken to get to this point, even if we say, just for argument's sake, they were cheaper 2 months ago, there's still a huge time period there. And we all know that eventually we're probably getting C50. So these ones will decrease, these will get cheaper, and then there'll be a whole new set of badges to start collecting, which you'll be back up to your, €199 packs again. So
I'm not, look,
yes, they
I'm
are
not,
cheaper.
I'm not,
they're easier
I'm
to
not
get.
saying that things shouldn't devalue. I'm not saying that a badge should still cost $1. That's not what I'm saying at all.
It's mostly
What
the
I'm saying is
materials and
what I'm saying is that during the time frame that these things devalued, the value of the event reward didn't subsequent in anything else
yes.
to keep it at a high enough value. If like badges were going to devalue because everything devalues as the new item is released.
Yeah, the same as the aristocrat badges
as
did
everything
before that.
else, or last year's scrolls on guard weapons, or last season's guard weapon scrolls, or whatever. Like, that's how they make their money. I'm not against them devaluing items at all. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that they don't update. So it's a support pack has consistently been 30 badges.
Yeah.
It's not like they reevaluated how much they were devaluing that pack and saying, okay, a year in, when we're going to devalue it to 3 badges for $1 instead, maybe that 30 badge support pack should have increased to 60. Keep it semi-relevant enough.
Like Matthew's just said, like, if they devalue the number of rewards basically have to go up the same way. Yeah, that is exactly what we're saying. Like, that is what we're pointing out, is that these things are devaluing over a really long length of time, but the availability of said item is still not available. For example, on a chest today, I get a chest, I've got a level 3 celestial stone in there. Well, that's a joke. Like, nobody needs that at all.
I went off on a rant about you about Honor Challenge before, and I will say to you on this live what I said to you before. Anyone who spins keys, this is now you included. Anyone
for sure.
who spins keys during equipment, guard weapon, or gems, shame on you. Yeah. Shame on you, Creed. Shame on you, because there is not one.
Me and
there is not one new item in that chest.
So me and Viz had a conversation.
6 months out of the year.
Yeah.
Shame on you.
We had a conversation about this yesterday. So today I wanted to look, and honestly, like, the point is that's devalued so much that should not even be available right now. Like, we should. If you're doing the honor chest, whether it's your free key or ones that you've paid for, you should be expecting at least the newest item or the one below it. Nothing less than that, because everything below that has devalued. And if it's going to give you 1 of a shit item, it should be giving you 10 of that crap item. You still can't do anything with it, but at least you're getting the same value. Do you see what I mean? So yeah, basically what Matthew is asking about is what we're saying needs to happen.
Honor Challenge is one of the specific things that, like, if GoG were to turn to me and say, like, you talk about the reward scale being so messed up, how would you, it's now this far, like, the stat gap is now this far apart, how do we bring it back to this far apart without losing too much revenue? Honor Challenge is one of the easiest things that I would suggest that they update. I think that it's utterly ridiculous that 2 rounds ago, right? So we had we're in the middle of guard weapons. Before that, we had equipment, and before that, so you're now talking 3 different upgrades ago. We're 3 months in to new curiosities. In the month that new curiosities were available in Honor Challenge, like when we were getting new scrolls, when that was the feature, if you will, when new curos were the thing, and that was the feature, you could spin in that month and get a new curiosity. Brand new curiosity. Brand new, top level, brand new curiosity. And guess what? If you got a damage one or a distance one or whatever, like, if you got the one that you didn't want, it's the same with, like, airship and whatever, the few thick coat of arms, like the ones that you can get, you can break that down. And what they did for Curiosity was fantastic because they let you, for the first time, break it down and still keep the scrolls, not just the materials. And that was huge. We were so thankful for that. Like, thank you. That was amazing. But guess what?
Yeah.
Since that new month, we can't get them anymore. It is now an item that's 3 months old.
Yes.
Which means
absolutely ridiculous.
It's halfway through its lifespan.
Like the whole time, yeah.
Yes, it is halfway through its lifespan now, and I can't spin a new one now. I could spin it when it was brand new, but I can't spin a new one now. That's ridiculous. Like, if once it's released in there, it needs to stay in there. And if they're going to say, which, let's be honest, is a bold-faced lie, but when they turn to players and they, when players say, why can't we get new gems anymore? We used to get new gems in Honor Challenge. Why can't we get new gems in Honor Challenge now with this new system? They turn around and they're like, oh, well, because you need a level 1 of the one before. So people need to be able to spin for the one before. That's not true because we're in Honor Challenge now and we're getting a +1 level of the one before that you also needed to build into. So you very well can give us the newest of the new, but you don't. So whatever, you want the money grab there. But like during equipment, the reward in Honor Challenge should be elixirs then. Not
like 10 elixirs.
10, 20, yeah, 20. Like, honestly, 20 elixirs on a gambling thing, I think would be a great thing out of Honor Challenge. If I can't get a new piece of equipment, at least give me something to work towards the newest that's out there. Give me new debris for a gem. If you're not going to give me a brand new gem, you used to give me a brand new gem. You can still give me a brand new gem. You refuse to give me a brand new gem. At least give me something that gives me the chance at a brand new gem. If they don't want to give it for guard weapons, give out a chunk of new scrolls. But to not have something that people buy into and then buy keys every month for, 6 months out of the year, it's not worth spinning because everything is a devalued item. That's insane. Fix that, and you'll fix the stat gap. And if you need to make money back from that, add in a $15 level of Honor Challenge. Like I pay the $5 level, I pay the $10 level, give it a $15 level to keep for those 6 months something newer in there so that it's consistent all year round. Make me pay another $15 for a few extra rewards and like, we'll do it. It's $15. Like we spend more than that on bottles every day anyway.
If it's worthwhile, people will spend it. And I think that's half the thing here, isn't it? It's like Fun Plus themselves are losing potential revenue by not having like more of a variety available. Like they're missing out on all those micro spends, especially with the stat gap being so wide. Like people know they can't just spend £10 and catch up with somebody. Like it's not going to happen. You're going to be dropping loads and loads and loads of money. If there isn't a chance you're going to catch up with somebody, eventually you're going to stop spending money because there is no point in doing so. But if there is a chance,
the gambles are so bad. Nothing is guaranteed. And the only thing that is guaranteed is like sun badge use, and sun badges are literally nothing but a spend because you can't, aside from like the reduction store.
Never bought them, never used them, I have no interest.
There's never earning. You can't earn them.
No.
There's no grind for it, and it's the same thing with like the pets. Like, I'm so happy. Great. We have a new pet. There's the lion. I can't wait to have it. It's going to take me forever to get it because I'm not going out and buying pet whistles.
Yeah. And like Count said in the comment section, stop spending or quit. And at the end of the day, that's what it's coming down to. And with the survey that we've conducted in correlation to events and things like that, we have proved that that is quite literally the case. People are either stopping to spend, which we know doesn't ordinarily affect Guns of Glory, but they've had quite a huge hit with the revenue loss. Obviously, a lot of the countries in Europe are really struggling at the moment, like financially. There's economic crisis going on everywhere. People are generally cutting back on the things that they enjoy, and if this is the particular thing that you enjoy, then you're going to be cutting back on that as well. And so if we close this stat gap, people will spend more money because they'll have more enjoyment. Even if there is just a really slight possibility that they could catch up to the next guy, that is generally enough. You know?
My other thing is that, like, okay, so recently GoG VIP actually sent it to me, like Laura sent it to me, but I know that the question went out to people via Constance as well. I did finally find a couple of players that were asked the same question as I was, but VIP turned to me recently and said, they asked me two questions. If inside an event like KVK or UAC, if we gave you an extra stat booster when you were the underdog, if you got an extra stat booster, do you think that would basically make you fight more? That was question one. And question two was, Matthew actually might be able to share what the actual questions are in our chat. I had a full-blown conversation with him because both of us were asked. But the second question was basically, do you think that if we matched you for these types of events, like if we broke it down into zones first and then matched you based on your zone, if that would help with the matching system? My response back to VIP was, how you break us down doesn't matter, and your matching algorithm isn't the problem. It's the fact that the stat gap is so bad that there is no algorithm that you can create, because kingdoms themselves can't even stay semi-relevant to each other. And if you can't stay semi-relevant within your own kingdom, you definitely can't stay semi-relevant in the broad spectrum of trying to gap a kingdom's broad difference against another kingdom's broad difference, where there's different levels of different things. There's never going to be a matching algorithm that works for that, and all you're going to do is continue to have all of these repeated matchups over and over and over again, because you don't know where to place people, because the difference is so big.
Yeah.
That, like, there's no hope in some situations. There's no hope in some situations, or like you feel terrible because you're walking all over someone in another.
And this affects like the ridiculous matchups, like never mind UAC and Darklands and stuff, but this affects the ridiculous matchups for KVK. Like, we're a 24-star kingdom, 25 or 6 now, but anyway, regardless, we were paired up against a 5-star kingdom for KVK. Well, that's not necessarily fun for us because we just went in and took it, and it definitely isn't fun for the other people. And as much as you want to try and help people get points, you still want to win as well, and do that with as minimal loss as possible. You know, that is kind of the strategy, so you want to implement it. But that's not possible for those guys, and then actually we're not getting our points either. Obviously you've got tiles and stuff, but just disregard that. Because they are not fighting us, because they know that they can't win. And then, at that point, both sides have lost out, and what is actually probably one of the most enjoyable events becomes one of the most unbearable events. And we don't want that happening. It's not good. It's not good for the guys that are, like, 40, 50-star kingdoms, and it's not good for the guys that are 2, 3, 4, you know. It's both ends of the spectrum are really missing out. Because of these pairings.
And those gaps happen. Those crazy, terrible matchups. I personally believe that a big reason that outmatching is happening is because of how terrible the stat gap is. Because every time they release something new, that new item isn't for anything but purchase. It's not a grindable thing.
No.
They don't do anything to fix the stat gap. They were told forever ago, and they've known for forever that it was going to get this bad. We projected it being this bad. It is now this bad. And it's at the point where like it is one of the sole things that are affecting matchups so badly. If the stat gap was closer, if you were outmatched, at least at that point, like if you had more players or you had more troops or you had a slightly better guard pairing or like who you're slightly outstatted with, or if they outdamage you a little bit, even a lot of it, like if they messed up a pairing or they don't have buffs on or any of that kind of stuff, like you could out strategize that and get around it and figure it out as a team. Yeah. But with how bad the gap is right now, like that doesn't happen anymore. Like you talked about your KVK. Your KVK was the winning side of the spectrum. Like you are a 20-something star kingdom. You faced a 5-star kingdom. It wasn't fun for anyone. You tried to give them points and do what you could do as the bigger guys and like still make it fun for them. But like when push comes to shove, like why wouldn't you take the extra packs because you need them?
Exactly. Right? Yeah.
So
we do because we're growing castles, and
so you're still gonna play the event. You're still gonna take that kingdom. Yeah. And it's like sucks for you. We'll be nice about it, but we're taking your kingdom. We were on the opposite side of that this round. I mean the two kingdoms that we were against were fantastic. We really did, like, we talked to each other. They were great. We really had a lot of fun, and like my kingdom did everything that they could. We launched 6 rallies at our palace, trying to get it back. At one time, there were a lot of glitches in KVK, and for us last round, and it wasn't timed as well as it should have been. Because of some of the glitches and stuff, but basically we launched 6 rallies in a Hail Mary attempt, and they barely scratched because of the time gap, and the other kingdom being a very elite kingdom, and them being able to refill like in a moment's notice, all of them being online, and them being as fantastically trained in KVK as they are, even if they hadn't refilled, I don't even know if we would have knocked them. To be honest, like we were that outstatted.
Yeah, and we had a similar experience in Darklands. Like, to be fair, the stats were not too far off, but at one point we had seven rallies on the go for Centre Palace. And we still did not take it, and that was all of us. And I'm telling you, that was because of these new guards. Because the stats and everything that was not the hugest difference. That was the deciding factor. And actually, yesterday
they've built in all of that stuff, right? Like, so damages are everywhere now, and like guards matter so much, and they've done so much with constellations, and fragments are still impossible to get. Card drops the algorithm for card drops are still terrible. Like one of the feedbacks that I had sent to VIP when they sent me those questions was, like, you need to fix other scales. You need to fix the stat gap. It's more about the stat gap than it is about the
that needs to close, and the strategy needs to be put back. It shouldn't be like, if you have the best guards this time, then you will win, no matter what work put into your research, your war books, your airship, if all of those things don't matter just because you have the 2 newest guards, then what is the point in building up all of those things?
Yeah, exactly. And that was basically what I said to them. If you want player feedback, this is how we feel. Like, we feel like if you don't have the newest guards, it's not worth playing. Yeah. We personally are we're gonna play anyway, right? Like, we launched 6 rallies going, there's a 10% chance this works. literally 10%. We're probably all gonna die.
You know,
like, we very much anticipate all dying, but, like, if we go down in a blaze of glory as a
100%.
kingdom.
Yeah.
Because
Captain goes down with his ship. Yeah, quite literally.
Why not? Like, we literally, and, you know, like, we went to the people who we spoke to, who we had been talking to in that kingdom the whole time, and we said, like, good game, you guys were awesome, like, enjoy.
Oh, Papa Vicious. Literally have not seen you for ages. I hope you're well.
But yeah, like, but it was a very, very outmatched KVK for us, and those are, like, you win some, you lose some, those are gonna happen. Like, I'm not salty at the loss, but, the fact that we fought anyway, but I know a lot of kingdoms who would have seen that matchup being our stats and would have just rolled over and given up right away.
Yeah.
And that in itself is defeating, and that is what makes the game not worth playing, and that is what makes the events that we've loved for so long super stale. So if they were to keep the rewards in events more relevant so that people feel like they have something to fight for.
Yeah,
and
correct.
In doing so and changing a few very easy things, if they worked to close the stat gap, realistically, if our stat gap had been closer, I'm pretty sure multiple of my spenders would have spent a little bit to try to get a little bit more of an edge. So you'll see more spend if the stat gap is closer in the long run anyway. So it's silly to me that they've let it get so out of hand, and I think that until we really just continuously express to them how absolutely out of hand the stat gap is, especially in respect to how it's hurting their revenue. I think that's all we can do.
And also, it's the reason why we do this is not just to have a moan and a bitch. It's because if everybody leaves and everybody quits because they're not having a good time, then we have nobody left to play with. So we feel as though we're left with no option but to moan and bitch in the hopes that something changes. And, you know, like, we bitched and moaned about migration, it happened. We bitched and moaned about an event, it happened, albeit that might be coincidental, but whatever, I don't care, it happened, you know, and the last time that we did say about rewards and stuff, they did update some of the stores, but we're going back a year ago now, you know, that's a long time, and in a year they've not been updated, so, well, a couple of little things have, but nothing significant, so that's more like the outlying of that, I think. Yeah. That's all I've got to say on it. And also get rid of Alchemist, please, and bring back the giant vampire that was fun. My alliance called it Giant Chicken because the first time they released it, like 4 years ago, it was around Christmas time, and it was a giant turkey, and and we enjoyed that. We loved timing all of our rallies and stuff. We made it really, really competitive and really fun. The Alchemist one that they've replaced it with is absolutely rubbish. Don't enjoy that. Alliance doesn't enjoy it. Half the people do not come on to do it. The rewards for it are terrible. It's not strong. It's not competition. I can send all my solos at it and it's dead in like 2 hits. So it's, yeah, get rid of that. Bring back the one that people enjoyed, but attach some better rewards to that where there weren't any last time, is what I would say on that. And really that's all I've got to say about events, because I hate it. And it needs to go away. Right, what has she got on this agenda? I think this is your talks, Muffin. So we've got your data talks.
Do any of you ladies is able to share my PDF I sent?
Yeah. Send it.
My phone.
Yeah, send it over to Viz because she can do the screen share.
I sent it in our group.
Oh, excellent.
You did. I need like 3 minutes.
That's cool. Does anybody?
On my phone.
No, that's grand. If anybody wants to get a drink or whatever,
now
is the time to do it.
Yes. We can keep bitching about rewards for a second.
We can. And also, if anybody has any questions, like, this is a good time to do it. Whatever you want to talk about, Creed. Honestly, I will talk about anything. Yeah. I could talk the arse end off a donkey, quite literally. Especially about events, although that's more Fiz's little niche. But yeah, what I will say actually is if you did miss the beginning of the video, please head over to Muffin's page after the live finishes, which there's not very long left. You'll all be happy to know if you're getting numb bums. But head over to hers and watch the video. There's some news on there from the live. Nope. Sorry, I got a thing pop up, so my brain's not functioning. There is news on there for the new event, which is the stuff that people have been waiting and potentially speculating about. She got some news from one of the developers and they supplied her with some screenshots, so there's some really important info on there. Click the Discord link, that would be great, and also you'll be in your chance to win a money prize, courtesy of Huawei, who are sponsoring our lovely video today. If you do not have the Huawei store, I'm pretty sure if I go on here, yep, there we go, you can download it through your browser. Download the store. I've got it on my phone, not on my PC, which is what I'm recording through, but it might get blocked. If it does, just allow it in settings. It's literally a one-click thing. I just Google blocked out Huawei because of you know, conspiracy theories, but it's great. They offer some of the best money value for stuff if you happen to be a spender. If you're not, go and do the Discord link, get some free monies, and then you can stack up on these coupons as well. So we've got a 20%, and Muffin is also running a very exclusive deal through her YouTube channel, so that is mentioned in her video. So give that a click and give that a little watch. Okay.
I'm sorry, I don't know what email I'm in. I am trying. I'm trying to pull this up. Here we go. I'm trying to pull up this PDF on so I'm seeing the event stuff that you sent me.
Event, we may skip.
Did you send me another one? Because I only saw event.
Yes, two of them. One is called, let me go back to chat. Oh gosh.
Anniversary. Sorry.
David's put like in the comment section.
That's what I get for opening what you sent me after the fact.
We prepared as much as we could. I think we did pretty good. There was no sound or video technicalities, and that's usually the one. Alright. I will be back in 1 moment.
I'm just downloading some stuff. I'm sorry, guys.
That's alright. Muffin, have a little look-see and see if there's any questions that you can shed some light on.
Okay,
I will literally be 1 minute. I won't leave you in the lurch for too long, I promise.
What was Alchemist? Was this guard thingy? This guard setup?
What guard setup? Okay. We're getting there, guys. I'm so sorry. Technical difficulties. Apparently, we're not.
Yeah, I sent it very late, so that's my fault.
No, you sent the other one. You sent the other one later, and that was the one that I had downloaded and emailed to myself. I haven't seen this one, so now I'm just waiting for these to come through so I can put them from my phone onto my computer. Oh, I found them. All right, so
Do you have success?
I have success.
Wahey!
I do like half know how to technology sometimes.
I haven't got a bloody clue, so I'm glad one of us does. I'm just winging it, constantly winging it. If YouTube didn't exist, I'd be doomed, which is really ironic.
I'm trying to get things opened. I'm like, you, Creed, I have 1,000 tabs on my computer opened.
I know, I have to keep closing some because I'm really worried the video's gonna lag.
I'm really such a GoG nerd because 90% of my tabs are, like 100% of my tabs that are open are all GoG things.
Thank you, Christian. Been nice and sympathetic towards our cause. We've been so organised right up until the last hurdle.
Getting there.
It's okay.
Look what I have.
Ah, yes!
Merch!
Free advertising!
I will send you one.
Please, I love
okay,
it.
so I can't get the scammer.
I do love a corny cup, like, so I collect ones when I go on holiday. I have a cupboard full of I love New York, wherever it is. So yeah, sucker for a novelty mug.
All right, we're just gonna have to share this screen instead, and you're gonna have to let me know when to scroll. So hold on, let me jump back over to Zoom. Good thing I know key commands for stuff. I'm sorry if I just looked all types of crazy because I was not looking at myself. And now let me share my screen. Alrighty, Google Chrome. All right,
Yeah,
so
I agree, Jonathan. Kingdom
going.
Raid is too long of an event. I haven't taken part in Kingdom Raid for 15 months. Can't be asked of it.
Oh, I don't raid. I never raid. I have never been, nor will I ever be a raider. I'm sorry.
This, I think, can you take this down?
Very quickly.
I think I sent you, let me just quickly.
Everyone's clicking back to that bit now because of your reaction.
Actually, it's good on my screen, so I need to check the PDF version because I don't want to have trouble.
I can, if you want to just like give some figures out and talk about it, I do have the screenshots of the scammer part up in my email.
Okay. You can go back and we can just skip this particular slide.
She's worried now. She's worried now. I can change my screen if you like.
So just that first one you don't want shown?
Can you show again? Maybe I was wrong.
Hold on.
I mean, you told me to take it down, but I'm more than happy to put it back up.
Can you guys see each other's screen? No.
Once I share the screen, it's like hella in live. So.
Send her a screenshot.
I can't really do that. It's on my computer now.
Oh,
I downloaded it from the PDF that she sent me.
Make an executive decision.
Yes.
Share?
Yes, share, because I have this PDF open on my laptop and it's okay. And
okay, we're gonna scroll past that one. Let's start on this
and
one.
On yours is not okay. Oh God. Okay.
It's not okay. Okay.
This is super weird.
That's fine.
Okay, so let's talk.
We can just ignore that, and you can just talk numbers until you're ready to talk about it.
Okay, because someone in Change GOG who asked very good question: what is current targeted market for GOG developers, and what is our spending pattern? I don't remember was that C-Master or someone else. So I have answers to that.
Yeah, he asked some good questions.
I think so. Thank you for that question, because these questions mean that we dig up some data. And actually, I have the answer for that based on my own experience, not on some official data, although I have some as well.
We can maybe what we can do is, because we don't want to get Muffin into trouble at all, Muffin could maybe put the ones together that she is allowed to share and post them to my room, the formation room, and then
I will share. I will show
them.
this PDF. That should work. And this is really crazy because why one PDF has different data than the others? Really.
So disregard everything before. It is lies. Don't believe it.
Yes. Anyway, so the question was about our spending patterns. And when I did a breakthrough to my old spendings, it appeared, and it confirmed later in some data. $10 packs is our whole, how to say that, the cheat code, something like that. It's the most dangerous pack for us. So this pack is on a
like the $10 pack is the most purchased pack.
Is that the one that they're losing money?
Regarding the number of value, so let's say the whole purchases we do is 100%. $100 pack is 39%. So that's not a question that, of course, the most expensive pack is giving the biggest value. But then when we compare the number of packs, well, $10 pack is the worst because number of transactions, of course, $1 packs are the most purchased because they are the cheapest. When you compare to the $10, then comparing the time you need to spend to have the same value means if you skip $10 packs and you are careful regarding $20 packs, then you're okay. And it's funny, $50 and $100 packs. It's a very funny situation because it's reversed. So number of transactions is 1, 5, 10, 20.
Right.
That's logical. But then 100 is more than 50. So that means 50 is the least attractive pack for us. And value is 110. This is what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
110, 20, 55, 1.
Wow.
So I hope that answers your question, what we are doing wrong or what we are doing right. If you skip $10 packs, you should be golden. And regarding different data, I cannot show.
So we were.
It's all right. We'll fix it.
we were talking about honor challenge before. So if I'm understanding you correctly, I feel like the honor challenge key packs are like one of the best packs to relate that to. Like you get 1 key for $1. You get 5 keys for $5.
Yeah.
And then what you get for $10.
6 keys.
Because you don't get 10, you only get 6.
Yeah.
So it's 5 keys for $5, but then it's only 6 keys for $10. And if that doesn't show you the GoG math of what that $10 pack is, I don't know what does. Is that like pretty much what you're saying?
Yes. So what I recommend to do as an exercise, just check your transactions and you're gonna see if you want to save now on the packs and spend less, except of course of gallery who gives promotion, but also be careful on $10 packs because you will see on your own transactions that this is the most dangerous. So and I'm pretty sure if you're not the guy who or the girl who spends only on honor challenge and you're like me who spends daily does daily 10 20 transactions, sometimes 5, sometimes it is 20, you're going to see that most of your money is going away on $10 packs. Unless, of course, you're a monster and you only spend on hundreds, that different story. Okay, and the other numbers, yes, I will share in the rules later. So revenue is dropping. This is like obvious. It's not crazy. And recently we had a little bump up, and we were again above $1 million weekly, which wasn't the case for a couple of weeks. But general trend is a little bit decrease. And of course, when there was a equipment week, that was a huge increase. Comparing to other games,
don't encourage them. So when are they going to get a GOG shopping cart? Like, please, no. We don't need that in our lives. Nobody needs that.
Okay, Hold on. I don't mean to. I don't know if I'm actually imagining. I don't know if I'm imagining what Matthew's talking about, but I will say, for people who spend like that, if you could, like, so what I'm imagining is like a shopping cart
supermarket sweep.
As in being able to put multiple packs into one cart and then spending $1 amount and getting all of those packs into system mail automatically. I will say that's a fantastic idea.
I'm not sure I want to encourage it.
Okay, here's why. On the spender level, I don't spend anymore. Like, I'm a big farm. I can't express how much, like, I am not any,
they are, Rudolph.
Anyone can beat me out of anything. Like, I'm a tiny, tiny account now. But there was a point where I was spending money, right? And I can't tell you how many times my bank, like, turned my card off or sent me...
Because you've done, like, little microtransactions.
Or sent me notifications, like, was this you? Because it was, like, back to back to back to back to back. And, like, until, like, I had to call my bank account. Like, I had to call my bank card and tell them that I play on Google, so I had to tell them to literally ignore any flag that were to be set off from the Google Play Store.
That's terrible.
Because
I had it once as well.
But that's, like, I'm not kidding.
Clearly I'm not spending enough.
If I could have, in those moments, put 6 different dollar packs into, like, you know, the buy 3 get the 4th free pack.
Yeah.
If you could dump all 3 of those, and, like, I can't tell you how many monsters that I've spoken to, how many whales I've spoken to that have turned around and been like, I have to explain away all of these different transactions
to lawyers and stuff. Yes.
To, like, my accountant at the end of the year.
Yeah.
Like, so if they're spending $1,000 a day, if instead of having 10 $100 transactions, if they could have $1,000 transaction on their actual credit card.
Persuaded a little bit, but I don't like to encourage spending. But yeah, okay, maybe
I'm not. Look, people are spending regardless, and there are so many other things that need to change to make, like, all of the things that we're talking about. Realistically, if our game fixed the complaints that we have, and if they made events better, and if they did other things that we need them to do, it's going to create more revenue for them, which means more spending. So in the long run, you are actually encouraging spending if they do the right things. If they do the right things, then people are going to spend more. And if people are going to spend more, then they should be able to dump all of their purchases on a daily basis into a shopping cart and have $1 amount come out of their bank account, as opposed to several micro transactions. Because when push comes to shove, we're going to do it anyway. And at that point, it's just an add-on. You know, like, people will add on an extra $1 pack or $2 packs because, like, you get free shipping if you spend $3 more. You know what I like?
Yeah.
Like that ends up happening. If there's a shopping cart available, I'm sure GoG will end up doing more of like the buy 3 get a 4th free, something of the sort. Like if you're shopping,
stuff that's gonna feel more beneficial.
Yeah. Like if your shopping cart hits $1,000, you get 10% off. Woohoo! Enjoy those $10. You can now put in another $10 pack that you shouldn't be buying anyway.
Yeah.
You know, like it's not actually going to be beneficial, but they'll end up doing it. They would end up doing something with it to make it seem substantial to us.
Yeah.
And to all of those vendors that have to explain away 1,000 transactions.
Yes.
They will now only have to explain away 100 transactions just for a bigger dollar amount. And I don't think that's a bad idea.
Yeah, it ties in quite nicely actually to Muffin's next subject, because we do know players that have had to go to lawyers and solicitors and explain away microtransactions because of fraudulent activities on their accounts, which is absolutely diabolical. So I know Muffin wanted to talk about like some of the scams and stuff that are going around at the moment.
And these slides you can show this, because these are good.
She's like, shit, that's it, it's happening all over again.
Are we sure? No, I will share my screen. These are just these are screen grabs, so I figured that these were gonna be okay. I can't really get them open past here. Can you like semi-see? Let me see if I can zoom in. Ah, look at me knowing how to work a computer. I'm so proud of me sometimes. Alrighty.
Okay, so about these guys who pretend to be our monsters. If you are not sure that this is the monster you know from the game, this is how you can tell the difference. And the difference is our VOOM. The line chats have these VOOM options, and most of us don't use it at all. And also, I only use it to share the links to the campaigns and stuff.
Muffin, hold on a second. Can we go back, because I feel like you jumped ahead of yourself.
To scammers.
Can you talk about what types of scammers people have seen and what types of things have happened? Like, what have you seen in terms of scammers before we talk about how to tell whether or not they're real?
So the most common scams are people who offer you to have your castle max, or you can buy like bunch of equipment or gems, whatever is the newest, and you, for example, have to pay $2,000 and you're all set and you are maxed. They ask you to, of course, you have to pay, then they ask you to give you the access to the castle, and then your castle is basically poof. I also know.
Yeah.
Yes, not yours. Yes, and you don't have the money because via PayPal you can withdraw the transactions, so the money are gone, and so you are scammed. So this is one type of scam, and second was offering to buy the packs, discounted packs, because the guys were digging into the code, which was also connected to giving your login and password to your castle. So this is the second. And I know one monster who fell for that. Fortunately, he's been caught, and fortunately it only finished with him being punished with a couple $100 fine via GoG, because GoG told them you have to pay what you scammed us and you're good to go. So this is the second scam, and the third is pack loaders. Pack loaders are, well, I only knew one solid company in 2018, and it went on mostly on referrals. Now it's a trend to come back to it. Pack loaders, again, means that you have to give your login and your password, and please don't do it. Just like hour before our live, one guy in my Polish group asked for some information what he is supposed to do, because someone got into his castle and broke and he cannot do stuff on the castle and so on and so on. So please, this is still happening. Please be careful and don't give your password to anyone. If anyone suggests to you that you can be maxed, you can have new gems, you can have new equipment, but give me your password, no. This is a scam.
Yeah, it is a scam.
If it looks too good to be true in cases like that, it probably is.
Absolutely.
And the part that we're going into with the shared screen that is on there, 90% of the time, if it seems too good to be true, it is.
Yeah.
And basically, what the scammers do is they will find you on an app like Line or on Discord, where it's a secondary app outside of the game, and they'll message you and they'll say, you could be max 2 for X amount of dollars. Here's screenshots of all of these big guys that use our service or have used our service. And these max accounts are only maxed because they buy through us.
Which is not true.
Correct.
What I want to show you is how to
identify who they are.
Not only they say, hey, big guys buying with me, you can be next. They pretend to be big guys. So I know they impersonated Girls No One, Miss Tamat, Prime, I think.
Prime. Hell yeah. There's like 3 fake Primes online right now. Shout out to Prime. He's and Matt and they're the two of them are very, very, very vocal about, especially in the world of Line. I don't know about
about trying to expose these scammers, because at the end of the day, they're using these people's good names, and they're using their good names to scam people, and that's obviously going to cast a shadow on the actual people, because people don't know how to tell them apart, which is why Muffin's very kindly put all of this stuff together for you guys.
Yeah.
So
Prime and Mista, but girls. You said girls. You said girls. I know Ben used to get used a lot, and Chewie I feel like was used 1 or 2 times. Like basically any name that you would have known for, if they could scam any form of Line information, they've made a fake account for these people.
So the answer for that, if you are not sure if you're talking to the actual monster, go to his womb. And what I suggest to the actual monster, Prime, Miss Tamat, whoever, put something in your womb. Go there and put the picture, put the sentence, even say hi, so you would have the history. Womb is basically newsfeed, or in Facebook or Instagram, what Instagram has, whatever. And if you click this womb, can you go to the next slide? I used the Girls No One example because he was one of them. You click on his womb on this left below part when you have photos and messages, and then you can see on the right screen that he has 8 posts, and you can see the date of each of these posts. He updated his cover photo and his profile photo, and you can see that he updated it on 8th April of 2021. So this is the real account. And if you see Girls No One having nothing, and this looks exactly the same, this is your answer. It's a scammer, and please don't listen to him and don't buy anything from him apart of the taking into consideration that they don't have time to sell you the packs.
Absolutely not. No, these are just normal guys, the same as same as you, same as us.
And regarding Discord, because I have heard that it's spread to Discord as well. Can you go to the next? This is like super easy to recognize because you have the date of joining and you cannot change it. My account is since January 28, 2019. And if you are a scammer, your account is 1 month old or something like that. So you're going to see that this is a scammer, and please don't talk to him. that's all from my side.
Stop sharing.
I hope, because no one won't kill me because I used him and
He
his account.
won't. He's sound. He's an awesome guy. I'm sure he will appreciate you making people aware that there's people out there impersonating him and other players, you know? Nobody likes to feel violated like that, for sure. Tarnishing of reputations as well, you know?
Yeah. Again, you know, Matt and Crime are two of the more active or still active big guys that are still playing, that are consistently there are consistent fake accounts made for those two players, and they, as actual accounts online, are very, very, very vocal about the fact that any of those scammers are not them. So if, like, a maxed account randomly messages you, before you get into conversation with them, maybe, like,
do the right checks.
Yeah, reach out in rooms, make sure that you're actually talking to the right account, and, you know, do what you need to do, and just be aware. There's been a couple of other scams that have happened out there, like not just the ones that Muffin mentioned, like, so not just pack loading, not just people saying, if you send me a $3,000 Google Play card, you'll have a maxed account.
Oh yeah,
there's cryptocurrency scams and things like that out there as well. So if anybody offers to sell you crypto, no, you don't want any crypto. They're probably a scammer, and we're not going to fall for that now, are we, guys?
Yeah. So we all just need to be aware. But the other thing that I wanted to touch base with that is, there was someone on Facebook. I don't remember who it was. I don't remember how long ago it was. I'm not really sure what time span I'm talking about, because game time for me is different than real life time. But she, I believe it was a female, put out there to the world that she was scammed via crypto by an account that a lot of people knew. Like, by a name that a lot of people knew. It was an actual player. It wasn't like a in GoG scam type of thing. It was someone who went off and decided to use a crypto scam.
Yeah, they actively scammed other players.
Yeah. A player. It was a player who scammed other players. It wasn't like some random third-party person trying to scam players out of game money. They weren't looking for.
They were a spender to convince other people to invest, and they stole from them.
Yes. So that scam wasn't someone asking for logins
or pretending to be somebody else.
Right. Yeah. Or pretending to be someone else, but it was a big uproar, as it should have been, about what happened with that. And all I have to say is, regardless, if people are letting the rest of the community know that they fell for something and here's the situation that they ended up falling for, and
that's another thing as well, like, don't be ashamed.
Stop victim shaming.
Yeah.
Please, for the love of God, stop victim shaming the people who have been scammed.
Yeah.
That are brave enough to come forward and say, this was what I fell into.
Because that's the only way these people are going to get caught and stopped.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So please stop victim shaming people who say, this is how I lost my account access, or I lost my account access and this is the process that I'm stuck going through, and this is how hard GoG has made it for me to get my troops back, or to get this back, or to get that back. Stop victim shaming those people, because that type of information we need. We need to know.
Yeah. And scammers are manipulators at the end of the day. It can happen to any one of us in any way, you know, like that is literally just the way that the cookie crumbles, unfortunately.
Yeah.
That's it, really. I don't know if anybody's got any questions. Muffin, do you have anything else that you want to add to anything? Viz,
I could go back to financial data because I skipped the fact that if we compare Guns of Glory spendings to other games, State of Survival, younger sister, makes 3.5 million per week. So
it's making quite a lot more. Yeah.
Yeah. And Misty Continent, even younger sister, makes 300,000.
And I honestly, I believe, I don't know about State of Survival, so I can't really comment on that, but I believe Misty does better on revenue because the packs are cheaper. Also, the packs are much more limited. If you go into their, you know, like, store bit where you can buy everything, there's only maybe 3 to 5 things available on each little bit, because obviously all the kingdoms are still very new. And I'm in, like, K16, so I'm one of the earlier kingdoms, and even our store has not, like, really opened up yet. So availability is very, very small. There's not too much choice. There's not too many packs. That I think that helps entice people to spend money.
And they still are able to make 30% of Guns of Glory, what Guns of Glory has, so that's pretty nice.
Brilliant. Yeah, that's good in terms of revenue for them. Yeah, 100%. Very good.
That's all I have in my notes, honestly.
Biz? Do you have anything else, my darling?
I always have more. I could talk for 6 more hours.
We can, yeah. We're like knocking up 2.5 hours now.
Yeah, I had one more thing to touch base on that I hadn't.
The Cardinal needs to step up his game, says Papa. He's not wrong, yeah.
One of the things that I didn't talk about that I would like to just mention, Creed, I'm sure you're gonna have something to say about this.
Probably.
One thing that I would really like to see them do in terms of closing the stat gap I would like them to change out the Wandering Merchant.
Yes.
Because I hate that thing.
Yeah, it needs to be permanent or more often.
There is no retailer on the face of the planet that would turn around and say, I will only take $1,000 from you.
Yeah.
I know you have $2,000 worth of stuff to trade, but I'm only willing to trade $1,000 with you. That's not real life.
The thing is as well, like, by the time it comes back around, everything you got rid of before has accumulated, plus twice as many, all over again. And you're like, what? And then you get a few wood, or, you know.
So I would really appreciate if they changed Traveling Merchant to an exchange store that comes around that infrequently. Specifically for guard frags. So, like, at this point now, so many players have 6-star, 6 blue star Aramis, but we're still getting Aramis frag drops. Or Aramis cards or any of the sort. So I would like to see a Traveling Merchant where you could trade cards and or frags for shards and or other fragments, and it can be a 20-to-1 type of situation, but people need to be able to alleviate their bags a little more. So if you're going to have a Traveling Merchant, I feel like there needs to be a Traveling Merchant specifically for guard frags to help with the Constellation build or finishing out stars or any of that stuff. Like, one of my bigs consistently complains about the fact that shards don't help with making cards. So they like really need one of the newer cavalry, like they still haven't finished out a 6-star of the new cavalry guards. the system sucks, it's not dropping for them, whatever.
Yeah.
Even if at a 20-to-1 frag change, like if they could trade in other fragments for 1 card or 2 frags or whatever of any of the guards that they're actually still chasing, that needs to happen. So Traveling Merchant needs to change to a guard fragment trade-in instead. And
Are you alright there, Muffin?
Yeah, just chop the water. Sorry.
I was like, I'm watching you literally turn
Not
another
alcohol.
colour. I'm like, are you okay?
mine's
As long as
alcohol.
you're alright,
I've had
cough
enough
if you need
glasses
to.
for all of us. I can't tell you how many times I went to pick up my microphone instead of picking up my glass.
To drink it. Excellent. The only other thing I've got to add, and this is probably the last thing, because this is really long, and I know for Muffin it's like 12:30, right? Yeah. So she needs
That's
to get
okay.
to bed for work and stuff, and I'm sure
We
you
were
guys
doing
want to
developers binge with Big Zerion at 4 a.m. my time.
Oh, Jesus. Oh,
so-
bless you. Oh, I'm so sorry. Thank you so much. So yeah, my last little note is I would like to see an infinity button put into the 50% event for airship upgrade. So the same as
Precision
what
cards.
Alliance
For
Research
precision?
has. Yeah. So
Yes.
the same as what Alliance Research has, once you've maxed it, you get, you can keep topping it up. There's an infinity button. You can keep going. Well, I don't think it's fair that people are penalised just because they've maxed their airship. And yes, some of you that watch my videos would know I'm only about to max my airship, and that's the only reason that this has even come to light to me. Never considered it before. Nobody's ever mentioned to Dicky Bird. It's only because I'm about to get there myself that I even questioned it. But yes, an infinity button, because all these things are being stocked up anyway, but why should you be deprived of points? Oh, what
When you were talking, look what I did.
Yeah!
I bought a pack. $5 one.
She's on it. She's on it. So yes, infinity button. Support that, guys, because I'm sure you will need it as well.
I feel like infinity buttons for any form of daily rewards that give you something.
Yeah,
like,
where you
even-
might already be
even-
maxed out.
Even our big guys who have already maxed Imperial University, like, granted, most of us have not maxed Imperial University at all, but there are
VIP points.
There are definitely players who have, like, a good chunk of players at this point who have maxed out Imperial University.
Yeah.
And there are days during Pirate or...
Oh, Mercury's put VIP points as well. Yeah, those sort of things that just stock up all the time.
There are definitely days where if you use manuscripts or you use gems or you use this or you use that, that you get extra rewards, you get extra hospital speed ups, you get extra this, you get extra that. Half of those are bullshit anyway, and like rewards that need to be updated, but they are rewards that aren't even available to trade in those items for the monsters who are already maxed in that type of research or that type of this or that type of that. So I think like an Imperial University, because will eventually be a problem. Like your regular academy should have like your war book, not your war book.
Well, yeah, war books as well, because you're still collecting all of those bits. There's nothing you can do with them. Why should you not be able to make a point score because you've maxed?
Right, and if you choose to hold on to them for if and when the new troop levels come out, then that's your prerogative. But in the moment, if you need certain rewards and you want to give away any of those things for it, I feel like you should be able to do so. Same thing with precision parts, same thing with manuscripts, same thing with whatever the scrolls are that give you the advanced research in your regular academy.
Yeah.
Like, if they ever give out a new academy, all of the whales are just going to max it in a day anyway because they have all of those scrolls sitting in their bags because they've never had an opportunity to use it for the weekly rewards that we get when it comes to everything else. So if they had an infinity button on that, they would use theirs every reduction like the rest of us do.
Yeah, 100%. It's completely beneficial for everybody, and then, you know, if you've got something to gain, then you're more likely to be taking part in the things where you win the things that you don't need. I know that sounds a bit backwards, but that's just the way it goes.
Well, yeah, but I agree with you. It helps the players in the moment because they're not losing out on a day. But it also helps the studio in the long run because if and when they choose to add another level of advanced research.
Yeah, absolutely.
The big guys literally can't clear them out of their bags. So the moment that a new advanced research drops, they've already been accumulating that. And they don't have to go after that again because they haven't had the opportunity.
Yeah, correct.
This is another adds to the stat gap thing.
I mean, personally, what I'd really like to see with Airship is not necessarily an infinity button, but maybe they can add another upgrade on there. So we go to 130 now.
Like a
instead of
little
120.
Yeah, that would be great.
So we've got another upgrade on there. Either or, whether it's an infinity button or an extra upgrade, those materials and everything are going to be put to use.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just anything and everything that would condense our bags would be helpful.
Yeah, get some of that trash out, for sure. Right?
Yeah.
I
would love to see synthesizing on old scrolls.
Yeah.
Like, they're so devalued already that no one cares about them anymore. Just like let us synthesize all of our old gem scrolls or our old coat of arms scrolls or old whatever.
Ones. Start getting rid of anything that's sort of like 2 ranks below the newest.
Yeah. Just let us synthesize that up because like even if I manage to grind enough old things to get enough scrolls to craft a new thing.
Yeah.
Again, all you're giving me the availability for is to craft it.
Absolutely.
You're still not like that's not condensing down material cost.
No.
And it's not condensing down
I mean, they
how
tried.
quickly everybody else is buying.
They tried to do it with equipment because obviously you can trade in your old equipment scrolls to add towards
only while those other scrolls are active. I can't use I can't turn around and...
Yeah, it's like they got 5% of the way there to doing something good, but just executed it.
But just
terribly.
stopped?
Yeah, just stopped. Yeah, it's just forgotten about.
I can't still put my pursuer scrolls towards my XP.
No.
Like I should be able to synthesize my extra pursuer scrolls. I still spin pursuer bottles.
Even if it's just like 1%, yeah, carry on adding it. Carry on being
they could be 50 to 1 at this point. Just like let me trade in my pursuer scrolls up to Sea King.
Yeah, 100%. Further than that.
Definitely further than that. But like at least let me convert something.
Yes, please.
Somewhere.
Yeah.
Like it's weighing down coding, it's weighing down bags, it's making us angry. And it's items that are so overly devalued at this point that it's just stupid.
Yeah.
It's just stupid. And that was my point with guard frags and having a traveling merchant for guard frags. Like once someone maxes out a blue star Aramis, what are they doing with any extra card or any extra frag that they spin of Aramis?
Yeah, for sure.
It's so maxed all over again. It's still the same problem. Like introducing constellations slapped a band-aid on that shit for about 6 months, but like
and then now the new guards just trash all over everything, so those constellations that people have spent money on are now obsolete and they don't mean anything, so the likelihood of people continuing to update constellations
and now their bags are still just as weighed down as they were before. Their bags are just as weighed down as they were before because now that the second stage of it is maxed, now they still have too much.
Yeah.
So like what we asked for last time that they didn't listen to, which like maybe they'll ask for this time, is like in the most blatant form of term I can speak, players want to trade stuff without limitation consistently on a daily basis. We want to either be able to trade something in for something that we need, or we want to be able to synthesize it to the next level to bring us closer and help close the gap. Those are two things that players want that need to happen. We either need to synthesize it up, or we need to be able to trade it because it's weighing down our bags and it pisses us off having to look at it.
Yeah, for sure.
Fix that.
We'll get there. Anyway, it's all kind of in a bid to help them improve revenue as much as it like, you know, what they're getting out of it, as much as it is to improve what we're getting out of it. So, yeah. Necessary rants, not necessarily because anybody's making a terrible fuck up, but just because as players we can see where things could be made more productive for both sides of the situation, business and player. And on that note, really, I think we are done. We will probably do another one of these again soon. Not necessarily about these topics. Like I said, I've got some polls that I want to hand out, so that's going to be coming up over the next couple of weeks in regards to a video that I'm hoping to pull these two ladies into again, and maybe Muffin's like, no more. Don't worry, there won't be so much chatting. Yeah, so please like and subscribe. Make sure you head over to Muffin's channel and catch her video about the new event as well, and make sure that you drop her a like on her video also. Hopefully Viz will start doing a couple of videos for us all to start watching. That'll be exciting. I'd enjoy that very much. And yeah, thank you for tuning in.
Thank you to our sponsor for the last time. Thank you to our sponsor.
Yeah.
Please again go over to the Discord link. It's been dropped a couple of times. I'm sure Creed will drop it again.
Yeah, and it's pinned up the top of the comments as well. So head over there, enter that competition, try and win some stuff. I will probably put, if I'm privy to the information, because all of the winners are bot selected, but if I know who's won, I will probably type something up for my Facebook and we'll drop it down in the comment section, also in any line rooms, etc. So we'll get all of that going out and going crazy.
I can very much make I can make a poster also that I can share to line rooms, like congratulating.
It finishes Tuesday morning. It's in 34 hours.
Excellent. So that gives everybody plenty of time, and I will carry on spamming everywhere with that link as well, just in case you missed it or missed the opportunity to click on that. And remember that me and Matthew have got a little competition going, so please smash that button, because it's Matthew, isn't it? No, I love him, really. It's just banter. But thank you very much for tuning in, guys. I hope that you all have a lovely rest of your day, lovely evening. Take care. Bye from me.
Bye,
See you on the battlefield. Bye.
See you on the battlefield.
This is where everybody has to sit, like, uncomfortably for a minute whilst I stop streaming. Ta-ra!